Morning. It's good to see so many folks here today, and I'm assuming for some of you it's your first visit to Rice University and the Baker Institute, so we're really glad to show it off. On behalf of the 19 cities and my fellow mayors who comprise the World Energy Cities Partnership, I want to formally welcome you to this annual gathering. The luncheon is really about all of you here. The room is filled with corporate, nonprofit, and government leaders with whom my colleagues and I work to make sure that the benefits derived from the amazingly prolific sector that fuels our economy here, oil and gas, are realized by all our citizens and that they're available for future generations. We gather as mayors and as a collection of cities to learn from each other, to support each other, and to support a vital part of our local economies. This luncheon is about introducing our World Energy Cities Partnership to those of you here in the Houston community. It's not really a focus on energy, on oil and gas. Our focus as cities is about discussing the kind of relationship we have with this vital sector. There was a time when the city of Houston could have been considered a one-industry town. Back in the 80s, when oil and gas was 80% of our economy. We are proud that we have diversified, but it's still perhaps 50% of our economy. That provides great opportunities, but it provides challenges. And the cities represented in the World Energy Cities Partnership all experience some form of that challenge. Many of the cities are in producing areas. The city of Houston is, of course, largely a headquarters city, but for those cities where they are engaged in active production, there are always questions of what are the long-term impacts and what happens when we deplete those resources. Those conversations have to be held with you in the industry, but they have to be held city to city and peer to peer. We believe that as cities, we have all benefited greatly from the presence of the oil and gas industry, not just economically, but by the amazing diversity of thought and people that you bring to our communities. One of the things that I have discovered, I spent 20 years working in the oil and gas industry before I went into politics, but one of the things that I have discovered in all of these years is what a small community it truly is in the industry. And I'll run into folks who have lived in Stavanger, lived in Aberdeen, lived in Perth, lived in Houston, and they make a circuit. And so as you get to know the individual cities and you get to know each other, you impact our cities and you leave something of yourselves behind. And so we continue to have this conversation to make sure that as we provide your housing, provide the schools that the children of your workers attend, impact your safety, impact the quality of your lives, and as you impact, again, our local economy, our environmental concerns, our built environment, we will continue to have productive dialogue. And of course, you are here today in one of the two premier research universities in Houston, Rice University, which joins University of Houston in collaboration with the universities in many of the World Energy Cities. We believe that it's not just about sharing city to city and sharing across this great and productive economic sector, but it's also important to share academically. And I trust that while you're here in Houston, and today we're here at Rice, we'll have an opportunity to strengthen those ties as well. Rice is a leader in nanotechnology, which we believe will have as much of an impact on medicine, the Texas Medical Center is right across the street, as it will have on the future of engineering and the future of the oil and gas industry. So it's particularly important that you're here today. I thank you for taking the time to have lunch with us. I truly thank Ambassador Dirigian for being willing to host us here today and to offer remarks. And to my fellow mayors, I look forward to visiting with you and getting caught up as we do at least once a year, every year, talk shop and talk about the industry. Thank you for being here.